Hello, it's Jenni Janakka, but you can call me Jenny! How do I get this? The magic trick. Sexual fantasy is a mental image or a pattern of thought that stirs person's sexuality and create or enhance sexual arousal. Or in other words, shit, my mind is fucked up, or damn, my mind is fucked up. Anyways, it's not fucked up. Even though in 1973 it was believed that only men had sexual fantasies. Journalist Alexia Lafata pointed out in her article that back then, Cosmopolitan opened up with article, "Women don't have sexual fantasies, period. Men do." Estimate 90% of women have had some sexual fantasies at least once in their lives. Studying this is difficult because it's totally personal and it happens one's mind. And we are depending on what person is willing to tell us. This is the moment when I want to remind you about the study that Terry Fisher did in the Ohio State University, where she was asking the number of sex partners. She put these testes into 3 different groups. I was talking about this in video slut shaping that we are doing to ourselves. The idea was that in group 1, the testes thought that they have been watched while answering. Group 2, where testes were giving promise of totally anonymity, and group 3, where testes were thought that they have been set it up into this fake lie detector. In group 1, the average number that they were giving was 2.6. Group 2, it was 3.4, and group 3, it was 4.4. So it's about what the testes are willing to tell. Finnish psychiatrist Kari Heusala wrote a book, Female Sexuality, and in that book he wrote that we can say that fantasies are the most private form of eroticism. And in that book, Female Sexuality, he also listed few reasons why women are fantasizing. 46% of women are fantasizing to lift their sexual state. 22% are fantasizing to make the partner more attractive. And 5% are fantasizing just because they are bored. According to Wendy Maltz, in her book with author Susie Boss, the most common goods for women that comes from fantasizing are: it improves self-esteem and self-attraction. Fantasies are increasing the sex drive and the interest on sex. Helps with orgasms, satisfy curiousness, release stress and tension, keeps up with the good memories, and helps get over with some bad experiences. So a lot of good reasons to have a moment to fantasize. Quite often we can see these articles like, "This is what women are really fantasizing about," or top 10 women sexual fantasies. But as I told you earlier, all these studies are relying on what women are willing to tell. One of the biggest studies about sexual fantasies was made in University of Quebec, Canada, by Christopher Joyal. He found out that the most popular fantasy was to feel romantic emotions during the sexual relationship. 92.2% of women and 88% of men were saying yes to this fantasy, and I'm saying boring. Well, sorry. So of course I'm not saying boring, I'm asshole if I'm saying something like that. And culture-wise, it's totally okay to say that you're fantasizing about that, so it's easy to say that you do. In that study you can find out also that 36% of women have been fantasizing about having sex with another woman. And in that book, Female Sexuality by Kari Heusala, the number was 9%. So 36% of women and 9% of women. I think that gap is telling us the difficulties to find out what we are really fantasizing about, and maybe that is not a problem. Some psychologists and sexologists have actually said that maybe it is a good thing to just keep those fantasies in our own heads, and in that way those are most effective. Fantasies can be our own private yummy choice. But I understand why we are doing these articles, because of course you want to share that we are all a little bit freaky in our own heads, and it's totally okay to fantasizing about this and this and this and this, and go ahead, be freaky. And of course our culture is affecting on our fantasies. For example, 50 Shades of Grey. After that movie came out, more women were saying yes the question when they were asked if they have been fantasizing about SMM. And why not? Rihanna also made the music video and it looks so fun. And those clothes were awesome. The main thing here is that having some fantasy does not automatically mean that you want to make the fantasy happen. There was this survey here in Finland in 2000 where 45% of people who have fulfilled their fantasy were happy how it turned out to be. 45%, that is less than half. I don't want to sound cynic here, or maybe I do. Maybe life isn't that stimulating than what your mind can be. Maybe. Sexual fantasies are stimulating material inside our own head. Those are private, those are juicy, those can be freaky. Please go ahead, feel free to go crazy. Once again, I leave some links down below if you want to get more into this subject. Otherwise, if you like this video, please subscribe. There's gonna be a new video next Thursday. Till the next time, hej! Att sex kan bli formulaiken maan en aarde.